Good morning, everyone, and welcome back into North Dakota today. Well, FM Opera's 2023-2024 season is kicking off with a celebration concert celebrating seasons past as well as welcoming the new general director who also joins us in studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Yeah, it's great. I'm new to Fargo. I just moved here from New York City. My name's Kurt Olds. I'm the new general director, and we got a great season that's kicking off on Saturday night at the Reineke, where we usually perform a fall and winter production. And yeah, it's an exciting time for the opera company. And we got a concert full of the best hits of Broadway and opera and operetta, and it's just really designed to be absorbed by anybody. You know, one of those where you'll know every single song on the concert. You know, if you didn't hear it in advertising or if you're not an opera fan, you'll know those pieces.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So you said you just moved to the area. Tell us more about your career and your past before coming to Fargo.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I'm originally from Montana.
Okay.
So I mean neighbors, but you know,
yes.
We drive when we live in this part of the country. So I grew up in Montana, in Butte, Montana. And I had a life in Missoula, Montana for a while in college, and then went off back east, lived in Europe a little bit, but made my career as a performer on Broadway and around the country in regional opera and musical theater. So yeah, kind of both realms. And that's what, you know, I guess they want me to bring to Fargo is, you know, the classic grand opera, but also some of those musicals, you know, that people know that really require great singing. The Sound of Music, some of the shows of Stephen Sondheim, and you know, those great Rodgers and Hammerstein classics. Yeah.
Well, we are lucky to have you here then in Fargo. What an extensive career you've had.
Yeah. I was really looking for a place, you know, where I could come home and have a town, you know, a vibrant community like Fargo. There's a lot of growth happening here, and it's a really fun town, and so yeah, it's great. And the opera company, you know, of course, has been around for 55 years. This is our 55th season, so I'm inheriting a wonderful thing. David Hamilton, who was the general director for 25 years, set anybody up that would have taken this position or been hired, and so I'm really looking forward to following, you know, in the programming that he brought. And we have a wonderful season that we will be performing on the Moorhead side of our name at the Tax Center over there later in March. We'll bring 5 young artists from around the country. I'm going to New York next week to hire those people and bring them out to Fargo, and they'll perform and be part of the school district. You know, we'll be going into the schools to be with students and to bring music, you know, not just opera, but anything that the human voice can summon in a person and inspire them. And what's great about that in education is, you know, we're not out to create the best singers in the world, but as you know, being somebody that makes a career in front of it, the more that we can get people to be comfortable in their bodies and to be able to communicate, that's what the arts does. And that's what, you know, we do with the school district. And then, of course, we entertain as well at the Reineke and the TAC. And we're going to bring some shows to the Fargo Theater downtown. When I drove into town and I saw that gigantic marquee, that's such a, I knew that was going to be a place that we had to be, you know, and with that beautiful interior. We've performed there in the past over the years, but we were going to add another production next season that brings us downtown as well, where there's dining options, and you know, it's a fun night out. Yeah, and then the productions that happen at the NDSU, including this Saturday night, which is kind of why I'm here again. You know, is if anybody's interested in coming out, we still have some tickets available for Saturday night. The show's at 7:30. You can get in touch with the opera or go to www.fmopera.org. All this new stuff in my head.
Yes.
So yeah, come see us. But yeah, the New York side of things was always very exciting. You know, I've gotten to do shows like Phantom of the Opera and Cats, and I did Riverdance on Broadway, and you know, those were exciting times. And it is, you know, Broadway is really going through a great time right now. We got Back to the Future. Do you remember the old movie Back to the Future?
Yes.
Just opened on Broadway, and you know, wonderful shows.
Well, it sounds like you're going to bring a lot to the FM Opera, a lot to the community, and you have so much to look forward to. But I'm curious, is there something specific coming up with the opera that you're most excited about, or is it hard to choose?
Yeah, it is kind of hard to choose. And as I'm looking at what will be part of next season that we haven't announced yet, I'm really excited about that.
Okay, so we'll have to stay tuned.
For next season. This season, in the spring, we have a very, very special production. We presented a lot of Giacomo Puccini's operas.
Okay.
And one of his biggest one is a piece called Turandot, which is a Chinese story of a princess that in order to marry her, you have to answer 3 riddles. And if you get one wrong, you die.
Oh.
So to earn the right to marry the princess is a very big deal.
Yes.
And this is one of Puccini's masterpieces. It's incredibly expensive to produce, and we have partnered with Opera Southwest in Albuquerque and Opera Delaware in Wilmington to pool our resources together and to share this production. So our chance to show that to Fargo will come in April on the 12th and 14th. So that's a not to be missed. We're going to barely be able to shove that scenery and costumes into the Reinecke at NDSU. Massive show, a big local chorus, and of course every orchestra member we can put in the pit, about 60 players will be playing that, and then the guest soloists will come in from around the country.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking for this company, and of course that isn't something I brought alone. That took 3 or 4 years to plan. So again, David Hamilton, did so much great work for this company, and we're really, really looking forward to that. For FM Opera to produce that opera alone, we couldn't do it. So we, have our good friends in Delaware and in Albuquerque that are taking care of us and helping us. So that's a not to be missed. If you're an opera fan or you want a big introduction to something just humongous, that's going to be turned out in the spring. So that's our showpiece for this year. And of course the Pops concert here for the fall.
Absolutely. So one more time for our viewers, how can people get tickets to the event this weekend?
Yeah, you can call the opera office, or you can, which I believe, I'm going to try to do this, 701-239-4558 is that number to call us. And we'll help you out with the tickets there. But, if you want to pick out your own seat and everything, go to fmopera.org and you can look around. You can see the auditorium like you buy concert tickets or something. But I know some of our senior patrons that come to the opera, they like a more concierge service. So we're happy to provide that and get them the tickets that they need by calling us up, and we'll walk them through the process. And we'll probably push into some season ticket talk if you call us up, and we can tell you what's coming up for those season subscription people, which are some special projects and events unavailable to the ticket buying audience. You got to join the club to be part of that. And those are coming up, 2 or 3 things coming up in the spring and fall here.
Well, those season tickets, it sounds like that might be something you want to jump on.
Yeah, they're going pretty fast. We kind of keep those back a little bit, just to make sure that what we can offer them besides the big productions, we fit in smaller venues, cocktail parties. We have previews where we feature the opera and we bring in a couple singers, and it's in an intimate setting, and we can, have some appetizers and some drinks and talk about the production. And so we welcome our season subscribers to those kind of events.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kurt, for
Absolutely.
sharing all of that with us. Welcome to the Fargo Moorhead area. We're very happy to have you, and hopefully we can have you back on the show to talk more about some of these exciting things.
Yeah, when we get more specific, it'd be great. Thank you for having me, Sophia.
Absolutely, of course. All right, everyone, stick around. There is still much more yet to come here on North Dakota Today.